maybe not with the... Possibly not with the annoying phone there, my friend. So, now here's the real question. Do you remember the intro?
No.
Perfect. Because I have written down on a board here that random show in which I have given you perfect instructions on how to say the intro.
Help.
I also remade the intro because I thought it just made more sense that way. I doubt you guys can see this on there. You guys can. It's very difficult to read because my handwriting is very small and minute.
My handwriting looks like chicken scratches.
Oh no, yeah, you can see it perfectly fine.
My handwriting looks like chicken scratches.
Yeah, it looks good.
Why'd you agree on that?
But I made this board because you keep on forgetting.
I have to read that.
Do you want me to?
Hi, welcome to That Random Show.
Just
Intro.
You just have like this thing. You just have this thing like up in a wall that just has the exact thing. Yeah, it's like the whole script of the video.
Yeah, what does that thing say in parentheses?
Sub-Zero laughs.
Yeah, what does that thing say in
It
parentheses?
says guess, which we don't have today. That way you don't read the sentence.
Alright, intro. Welcome to That Random Show. The podcast where... What does that say?
Where your host... where?
The podcast...
The podcast where?
The podcast where your hosts Randomer and Sub-Zero discuss all things random. Today we have guest.
This is where you stop. This is why it's in 2 different paragraphs. This is
You told me to read the entire thing, so I read the entire thing.
But it was more of a thing where I don't have to set this here and make you read
Yeah.
it for you to understand.
You want me to read the arrows as well? And periods? Hello, welcome. Period. How are your day?
No. So if you don't know, Malachi has a very awful memory.
Yeah.
And it's just become a thing.
You have awful memory too.
I do. I'm not saying that I don't, but what I'm saying is that you have worse.
Thanks.
But what I'm also saying is it's become a joke now,
Yeah.
basically. Every single time I ask, do you remember the intro, and you don't.
Yeah. I have late stage dementia.
you don't remember whatsoever. And so I just make fun of it. And this time I used my good friend Chat GPT to write
Chat GPT for that?
well, I rewrote it because it was like a whole paragraph. He gave me a whole paragraph. I told him to write down one sentence. He gave me a sentence-long paragraph.
He's a tryhard.
It said, "Welcome to That Random Show, the podcast where your hosts Rammer and Sub-Zero discuss all things random, from pop culture to current events.
Yeah.
Join your host as the EO."
Yeah.
Like basically a description of the channel.
Yeah.
Which, to be fair, I did give him the description to go off of.
Oh, that's probably why he went on a whole spiel.
Yeah. Yeah, I gave him, like, also, by the way, I used ChatGPT to make that description of our channel.
Oh my gosh, really?
Yes. He's versatile.
I don't use it for everything.
I didn't. But to be fair, your
It looked
channel,
fine.
Your channel description.
It looked completely fine. And yes, there was stuff I should have taken out a long time ago, but I don't know, I kind of liked how it looked.
Well, like, I changed stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Obviously, I changed
You're
the
known
name.
to change literally everything. If you see something that you don't like, you change it right
Yeah.
away.
Or I make an argument saying someone should change it, and then no one does, and then I end up doing it anyway.
I just know that from experience from when we would play Minecraft back then.
Yeah, I see one wrong thing. I'm like, hey.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah. What do you think about dreaming?
Dreaming?
Like when you go to sleep?
This is one weird segue.
Well, I've been trying to lucid dream for like more than 3.5 years, and I've never been able to. I I did it accidentally twice. I've told you about it, I
Yeah.
think. But a couple days ago, I was so tired and I got back from school. I collapsed in our living room, and immediately, bam! I like woke up in like my grandma's like yard, and I turned around and I was like, wait a minute! I swear I was just awake, and that's when I realized I was dreaming.
Oh.
I fell asleep not even in 2 minutes into like sleeping. I knew I was dreaming. I've only ever had that happen twice. The last one happened like 5 months ago. So
My thoughts are so. Here's the thing. I don't dream a whole lot.
you actually do.
Like
You dream every night. It's just because when you wake up right away. I know I'm turning into a nerd, but when you wake up right away, your brain sees it as unimportant information. That's why like when people are lucid dreaming or whatever, like me, or trying to lucid dream, we always have like a notebook right by us when we wake up because then you remember right away. You can just write it down.
well then, clearly my brain's malfunctional.
Well, cause,
Is-
cause you when you wake up, your first thing to do is like get ready and stuff. That's why you don't remember.
Well, not like I don't like see anything. All I do is go to bed and wake up, like nearly instantaneously.
I'm not joking. If you were to like start making a dream journal, like even like if you don't dream, if you can't remember your dream, all right, well write down what do I want to dream about. Then your chances of remembering your dream the next morning like go up. Because I remember I was on a roll for like I would dream like every night, like I would remember every single dream, and my dreams started getting to like an hour to 2 hours long, and I was remembering like a lot of
Too
it.
much.
Yeah,
Like I understand that. I guess I do dream. I just don't remember anything. But from my standpoint, I don't dream, and when I do, they're very strong, very vivid. They feel very real. Whenever I dream, often it's scary. It's a scary dream or something bad's happening. And oftentimes I will wake up screaming or sweating
yeah,
from those experiences.
because that's just your natural reaction.
Yeah. Or if I am, I mean, sometimes if I'm like in a dream or if I'm sleeping for that matter, if someone tries to wake me up, normally I will throw punches.
Yeah,
I've almost punched my mom because she tried waking me up. If that wall was not concrete, there would have been a hole in it.
yeah. I remember when I
Yeah.
was like 5, I was having a nightmare about. Okay, this was the nightmare. I was swinging at my old elementary school, and like on the swing, all of a sudden I went shooting up in the swing, like really, really high in the air. And then when I started collapsing, I started feeling my like body like feel like, oh, you're falling. So I woke up and like everything like looked like Morse code because like I just woke up and like everything was red and blue, red and green, and like it was all hazy and stuff. And like I remember I was sitting there rubbing my eyes trying to get it away, and then I fell asleep like 5 minutes later.
I I'm like I just talking about like waking up from a dream or whatever. So this was back probably I want to say 5 years ago now.
Are you about to
probably.
talk about like when you had nightmares about that zombies and stuff?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe.
Maybe that's a story for another time.
So I was really into watching Sam and Kobe or
Oh my
Any
gosh,
other-
Sam and Kobe, yep.
I have a video paused right now. That's literally a Sam and Kobe video.
Yeah, I haven't checked it out yet.
But I used to watch them a lot. I watched a lot of scary stuff, and I think I'm probably wrong with this, but this was probably when I want to say it was Corey, who he was a part of Sam and Kobe, and then
Oh my gosh, Corey, yeah.
yeah, he was having his whole thing with like the Shadow Man, whatever. And I remember at my grandma's house, my sister we had a bunk bed, and so my sister was on top bunk, I was on the bottom bunk, and I remember waking up, and I leave the lights on when I wake up. Obviously, my dad like walks in, sees that we're both asleep, and turns them off, or whatever. So I fall asleep with the lights on.
Yeah.
So I expect when I wake up the light to be on.
Yeah.
The light is off. So already I'm kind of shooken up. And then in the corner of the room, like on a wall of the room, which is opposite of the bed, there's a door there, right? So there's a closet door.
Yeah.
That door's closed, but by it I could see, like, when you wake up you can see nothing, and then you can start to see stuff
Because your mind starts like putting stuff together.
Yeah, you can start like seeing stuff. This one thing in like the corner of the room was not getting put together, and so like I could see behind that there's a bookshelf. I could see that entire bookshelf. I could see the wall. I could see both walls and a bookshelf, but then there's this man-shaped thing, just black, standing in the corner, and all I remember was screaming out, running out of the room, screaming. My grandma woke up. My dad woke up. I was just terrified. And they go to turn on the lights. There's nothing there, obviously. And I'm just crying over something that didn't exist.
Yeah.
Turns out it was more than likely there's this old wall-mounted lamp that we had that was like right at like eye level. Like you walk into a doorway, it's kind of like that head level.
Yeah.
Right? That's probably what it was. And I honestly would assume there was probably something like below it, kind of,
Yeah.
And I just, in my head, connected those to be a person.
Yeah.
And just started screaming. And then, it turns out it was just a wall-mounted lamp, and probably just a bunch of boxes.
Yeah.
But
I just remembered something. This, like, I still can't explain this to this day, but I remember when I was younger, like, my door would sometimes open by itself. And, like, this was when I lived in Yankton, and I remember one time the door slowly opened while I was laying in bed, and of course I freaked out. I started screaming, "Mom! Mom!" because I was like 5, and I remember down the hallway I could see something, like something white, and I seen this like figure pass by my doorway, and I really screamed. I still can't explain what that was.
Like, when I first moved in this house, 3 years ago now? Remember when we were having those, like, you'd always come over here? This was in that same time where you kept on... I remember we were in a Discord call together. We both had our webcams on. You left to use the bathroom, and I could see a literal pencil fly across your room.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, like, from your desk, flew across the room.
Yeah, I remember.
And then you come back, and I tell you, bro, you're not going to believe me. But I just saw something go across your room.
Yeah.
I don't know if you found the pencil, but all I know that there was an object that flew across your room.
Yeah. That shadow man, talking about it again, I talked to my counselor because she's a medium.
Yeah.
And she said there was something following me.
Good to know.
Yeah, I know, right? Good to know. But she's... For any non-believers or believers out there, whatever you think, we'll get back to talking about, like, lucid dreaming and stuff in a minute.
No, I have a lot of stories about ghosts.
But, she said that whatever it wants to tell me something.
But it can't.
There's some reason, there's something it wants to tell me, but I haven't seen it in over a year.
Well, maybe you should get a...
I've tried talking about it. I've tried letting it come over to our house, or especially our new house, and nothing's happened. Absolutely nothing's happened.
Have you... Look on Amazon. I'm pretty sure it's probably on
a
Amazon.
crystal?
No, an EMF box.
I thought of it, but they're freaking expensive.
But the whole point of an EMF box is to blast EMF, just electricity into the room that a spirit could take in for energy. So then maybe it is following you, but it's just very weak and it doesn't have the energy.
It messed up our entire bathroom one time, so it has to have energy.
Well, yeah, but maybe at this moment,
You remember me
So
telling
maybe
you
it got
about...
energy back at your apartment, but now that you've moved, it doesn't have enough energy at your new house.
You remember me telling you about that, right?
Not the bathroom incident.
Okay, so I told you about the incident where I seen it at work.
Yeah.
Well, that night when I went home after work, after I was done using I was in the bathroom, and one of our shampoo conditioners fell by itself in our shower. And of course, knowing me at the time, I ran out of the bathroom and I slammed the door, and I heard a bunch of stuff getting thrown in there.
Did you open the door back up to see what happened?
Everything in the shower was thrown off. Everything on the counters was thrown off. All the cabinets were open.
He was like, clean this shit.
Yeah. I didn't go back in there. I was scared. I was so scared.
He just took his arm on your counters like, this guy's a mess.
But I remember like an hour
Organize
later, I remember like an hour later, my mom screamed at me and said, "Malachi, come and clean this up now." And I remember telling her, I was like, "I promise, Mom, it was not me. It was not me. Something did, and she didn't believe me."
Obviously, no one's gonna really believe you.
No one's gonna believe me when that
something happened. I can't explain it. Everything else just fell.
And then I remember the next day at night, I was looking out my window and I seen that figure again walking on the sidewalk.
Mm.
And it was like walking with like the shadow of like the lights.
Yeah.
And like I could see it going through like the light right here, its shadow get big and then disappear. And then
the next light,
it would keep doing it. It did it for like 3 lights and then it stopped happening. Mm. I still can't explain it to this day.
So, I know I've been in contact with at least 2.
I've been in contact with over 1,000.
I know that
sounds crazy, but
I've been in contact with at least 2. One of them was I want to say a boy, probably no more than 6 years old, maybe.
I remember you telling me about this.
At my grandma's house. I've probably told you. They haven't heard it, obviously.
Yeah, you used to talk about it a lot, especially when I started getting into more about like spiritual stuff.
Yeah, because I believe that I was not only able to see one, I was able to talk to it and command it to do stuff.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was me and my friend Isaac. We're swinging on the swing set in my grandma's backyard. And I remember looking to my right because I was on. There's 2 swings, one on the left, one on the right. My friend Isaac was on the right, I was on the left. So obviously I look over to the right to see him and talk to him. And as we're talking, I just kind of like stare to the distance to the shed, which was located on the right of where I was swinging. And behind the shed, which the shed is now in my aunt's house, at my aunt's house.
Yeah.
But behind the shed, there was a figure no more than probably 4 foot. That's why I think he's a younger spirit.
Yeah.
Or died young. Because it was probably no more than...
You sound like you're good at seeing spirits. Like certain spirits.
This one wanted to make sure I saw it then.
Yeah.
Because it was a stormy day. If I remember correctly, it was a cloudy day. And it was almost like it was peeking around the corner, like a child would.
Yeah.
Peeking around the corner, and I remember... I'm getting goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
I remember... it peeking around the corner, just I wouldn't say a ball of light would be the best representation, but like a figure of light.
Yeah.
Like full white, pure light. And I remember looking, watching, staring back at Isaac, and I'm still looking to the right. Like I could still see the shed in my right there, but I was watching Isaac, and then I looked back at the shed and it was gone.
Yeah.
And then I told Isaac, and me and Isaac...
I knew she was gonna come down.
Me and Isaac almost did a pincer maneuver around the shed. I went on the left side of the shed. Isaac went on the right side. We thought... It's like a 6-foot-high wall.
Yeah.
And there's a tree right there. Like, nothing reasonably is gonna climb up over the fence and jump off. And there's rocks.
Yeah.
There's rocks below it, you know? So it's like... Either we're going to hear something, we're going to hear it climb the fence, rustle through the bushes, the tree branches, and then hit the rocks.
Yeah.
And then we could probably hear its footsteps as it runs.
Yeah.
Or there's nothing there to begin with. Which one do you think happened?
There's nothing there.
There's nothing there.
No, really? Oh, it's a miracle.
Isaac went, I went, and we kind of met up in the middle.
Yeah.
Nothing. Nothing at all. And then we're like, we had no idea. There was a window in the shed, maybe peeked out of the window.
Yeah.
And so we pulled a FBI open up on the shed, as in we practically kicked down the door, as in opened it really fast. We both ran in.
Yeah.
You know, there's kind of this loft space that's like halfway, so we looked up, and so I looked up, he looked down, nothing there.
I don't know if you heard that.
Yeah, no, I heard it.
Yeah.
There's nothing there. And so
Yeah, something's in there, by the way, so.
we closed the shed. Yeah, I can tell. Happens a lot. I'll get to the story about this here in a sec.
Yeah. I seem weird right now, but it looked like they're.
I know.
Oh man, they're not a good energy.
I know that. Well, I can kind of figure that out. I'll get to the story about this house here in a sec. But we went to the alleyway because it was kind of weird. It was like a halfway fenced off backyard.
Yeah, I know what the area looks like because I've been over there.
Yeah, and then at the time there was no. There might have been an old garage. They remodeled the whole garage.
Yeah.
But we went back there and we heard. So there's like these sets of bushes, either side of the house across from the alleyway.
Yeah.
We heard something in this like a first bush, like the entrance to my grandma's backyard is like right here, and then these bushes are here and here. We heard something in the first bush, so we run over there. Then we heard something in the second.
It's like teasing you.
Yeah, but then we walked past the bush. Isaac kept walking, and then he turned around, almost as if to cut it off.
Yeah.
From happening, and then finally I yelled out, "Hey, whatever's there, just make yourself known, because we're not going to stop." And I didn't hear anything, but Isaac did, and Isaac heard a voice say, "I'm here."
Ugh.
And then I said, why are you here? And Isaac then replied equally, almost as if I was talking, and then he was the voice box.
Yeah.
Playing "This Was My House."
Oh man, that's weird.
And I said, how old are you? He said, "I am 80 years old." As in, it died a long time ago.
Yeah.
And we just kind of like talked with it for a while.
Yeah.
We kind of just, we both, as in all three of us now.
Yeah.
Two people walking and a third whatever.
Yeah.
Walked to the front of the yard. Now, to the road. That's.
I called it.
Walked to the road. The front yard of my grandma's house.
Yeah.
And then I was like, kind of just talked with Isaac, like, I kind of want to test something out. And then I told Isaac to just stand by the tree for a second, like get away from the tree, but just kind of stand there. And I set out, push Isaac towards the tree, and he flew towards the tree.
Ooh.
He actually, it wasn't like he stepped back, or like
like something pushed him.
Yeah, because his both his feet lifted off the ground, and he like flew a foot back.
Gee.
Towards the tree.
Man, it really wanted to show you.
And we did that about 2 times.
Poor Isaac.
before we kind of decided it was enough. And then it was the next day. Isaac kind of had to go home, so I told him, "Hey," I just kind of yelled out, "Hey, we'll come back same spot tomorrow."
Yeah.
We come back the next day, and I told him, "Hey, are you here?" Isaac yells out, "Yeah, he's here." And Isaac gets pushed another 2 times. I guess in that scenario, I was more of the I'd call out and Isaac just that would happen.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then that's what happened. That's the last time.
Last time anything happened?
Yeah.
It might have moved on to the light.
It might have maybe just needed some closure. Oh, that's some really strange closure, though.
Yeah, it moved on to the light.
You know?
I don't ask how I know this stuff. It's just I have these gifts I've told you about.
And that's the last time I saw it. And then when we moved here, something was in my room at some point. Probably moved into there. Used my closet as some sort of mediary space in between those 2 rooms. Because I always hear shit in this room.
Yeah.
Nothing's happened in my room in quite some time. I say quite some time, the light's probably going to turn on or something.
Yeah.
And then we know that there's at least one I know that there's at least one in this basement. And then I know that there's one in the garage. We don't know.
The energy is kind of weird in there.
But
the energy's
there's
like mixed.
garage.
It's like happy and sad.
And
sappy.
I do know that there used to be an old garage there that was remodeled.
Yeah.
Like destroyed, completely remodeled, rebuilt. But then when we first moved in, no one was using this basement area at all. There were spiders, bugs constantly down here. There was just a gun safe in that room. That was all that was in there. It was just...
Oh, yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah, you'd walk in, there's nothing in there, and a gun safe. That was it. And so we moved the gun safe out. We basically broke our concrete stairs in the process of getting that gun safe out of there.
What'd you guys do with it?
We just kind of sold it.
Oh, okay.
Hey, you guys need a gun? Whatever.
We don't know what's in it, but you can have it.
I think... No, it was open. It was just completely empty.
I was joking.
But, yeah. Just a gun safe. I guess that was the only thing that was left behind by the previous owners, because obviously it's an 800-pound safe.
Yeah.
But, no, yeah, we moved that out of there, and then I moved my stuff in there. And I remember, probably deleted it now, but I had a image. Remember, like, when you were being, like, constantly haunted? And one time when we were having a sleepover in there, I went away. I walked out here sometime, and the camera was sitting on my bed, recording. And you were just having looked like a seizure in my chair. Because you were just like you were staring at the camera, just kind of standing there, a little bit of like movement, and that was it.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
Don't know what that was about. But I remember, I'm pretty sure it's when my desk was out here.
Yeah, you had it here for a while. My desk
was there. But in that closet, something was in that closet. I don't know what, but I remember one time we were having a sleepover once again.
Yeah.
And I put the camera out, because remember this was when like we went upstairs, when we went to like Dollar General to get something to eat or something.
Yeah. And
I put the camera up on my dresser that was in my room. I set it because at the time I would leave the lights on in that room. I would walk out, like get something to eat in the kitchen, walk back down, my lights would be off. And
I remember you talking about that.
And that happened like 3-4 times. And then lights would be off just kept the lights off or whatever. You know, but I remember putting the camera there and setting the camera to look at the light switch. And I deliberately left the light switch on, seeing if I could get the light switch switching down on its own.
Yeah.
And instead, what we got, it was like a 20-minute long, 30-minute long recording. We went out and we like walked to Dollar General, walked back. And it was about 5 minutes. It's like it waited a solid 5 minutes, made sure we were gone before anything happened.
Yeah.
Because about 3 to 5 minutes into the recording, the camera started shaking.
Like it was trying to knock it down.
Yes. Because it was, and you could hear banging, like full-on banging from the closet doors. Like actually, like, if someone was, like, banging on a door, that's what you could hear in the closet doors. Like, full-on banging. The camera kept on shaking, but it wasn't, like, wasn't this kind of, like, shaking back and forth, or maybe, like, going towards to fall on the ground. It was shaking towards the closet, which was really weird when it was on a perfectly flat surface.
Yeah.
And the bottom of that camera has grip to it. You know, it wouldn't just start casually turning.
Yeah.
But it was, because I had it facing the light switch. But no, obviously it knew what I was trying to do.
Yeah.
Even though I didn't say anything. I deliberately kept it away from you. Just because I knew if I had told that to you, it would hear you.
Yeah.
It would hear me saying that to you, and it would know. So instead, I just said, hey, I'm just going to leave the camera here, you know, whatever. And I made it, I had my hand on the button, like I turned it off. Instead, I clicked it twice so it would turn off the previous recording. So I clicked it once, turned it off, and then set it on the dresser. And as I was setting it on, I turned it back on to make it look like, oh, I just set the camera down and left it.
Yeah, I know that spirits know that you can tell when you're turning on the camera. It knew that you turned on your camera. It made sure you left and then tried knocking it over to do stuff.
Yeah.
And it failed horribly.
Well, yeah, instead of knocking it over, it decided to get itself on camera.
Yeah.
No, yeah, and it stopped, it showed the corner of, there was nothing in frame, the closet was not in frame of the camera at all.
Yeah.
By the time it was done shaking, the closet was halfway in frame.
Ugh. Whatever happened to the recording?
I deleted it, I think.
Oh, why did you delete it? You should have saved it.
Because, well, let's it's probably on that camera still, or I might have deleted the footage just because wiping a memory card.
Yeah.
An accident. But then I didn't see that footage until after we came back. We had lunch.
Yeah, I remember.
And I tell you, bro, you're not going to believe what I got.
Yeah.
And then it wasn't until we were editing a separate video for your channel that as we were editing, you went to bed, I believe, or you fell asleep, maybe took a nap or something.
I tend to take naps sometimes.
I went on my computer, because that's where you were editing it, and I went back in the recording just to watch it, and as my camera moved, as I was moving the camera, because remember I was panning, because you were walking from behind me to in front of me to my room.
Yeah.
And so I was panning the camera across, so you would go into my room. And in that pan, in this doorway, you could see a white ball of light in this doorway. As the camera passed by.
Yeah.
And that's all we got. All I got was literally 5 frames of that doorway basically glowing. I don't know what's in there. I just kind of leave it.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then I remember whenever that TikTok filter got big. Remember, because it was like that TikTok filter that was able to like outline things,
Yeah.
like bodies that saw.
I wasn't sure if I really believed that, but it seemed like it was pretty legitimate.
It's no. I think it did catch something, because we used it in my garage.
Yeah.
Because it was like me and two other friends were having a sleepover in the garage or
I
whatever.
can't remember what
It's
the
like,
filter was
hey,
called.
I would want to use this filter to try to see if anything's in here. And in the middle, like almost the exact middle of the exact middle of the garage, there's this humanoid figure that popped up on screen.
Yeah.
And I thought maybe it was just a fluke. So then I kept going and I went back. And it happened again.
Yeah.
I did that 3-4 times, making sure it wasn't just like a random occurrence. And it happened each time in the exact same spot.
That's weird.
Yeah. And nothing's truly that light has shut off by itself one time. Recently. Actually, no. Another thing happened. This light kept turning on and off.
I remember that. For sure.
I have a TikTok of this light turning on and off when I was sleeping. Like, I woke up to this light turning off and on again.
This filter. Why can't I use it?
Like, I can't remember what the TikTok is called. I know I have a TikTok, and it literally shows me walking out of my room to this light turning off and on. And not only did I have the light in frame, but then I also had the light switch to that light in frame.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like someone was just on the light switch turning it off and on.
Yeah.
Again, no. And then it was like actually turning off and on. And I remember it's in the TikTok. It's in the TikTok. I said, like, here, let me see if I can.
Oh, there's something in my eye.
Let me see if I can pull it up. Everyone else was upstairs at the time. I do remember that. Everyone else was either upstairs or outside. I was the only one in this basement, and that light was going off. And it was right after I took a nap. Like, I woke up, pretty much, is what that happened.
Just using this honey thing, it's highlighting all the colors.
I'm searching up this. Because for some reason, it linked me to an account that was so old. I don't know. Also, a random TikTok got really big on my channel, and I'm at like 75 followers now. But this one here, if it loads, if you want to watch that, I remember talking in it. Basically, I walked out, you could see the light going off and on with that back wall. And then you could see the light turning off and on. You could see I put the light switch in frame too. You know? And then I remember yelling out, "Stop," and it stopped. And I said, "Do it again." It did that. It started it up again. I told it to stop. It stopped. Then it kept on doing it like it was taunting me for telling it to stop. And I think I just went over and just shut it off. Turn off the light. But yeah, it was definitely an interesting experience. I definitely know that.
Whoa, what was that?
What do you see?
Look into the bathroom. Not that, but there's something in the back here. I can't get it to pause again.
You saw something in that bathroom?
Yeah. It could only be me cause I can see this stuff. You don't see that in the back? Not the carpet, but something in the back.
Well, I see the metal rail to the glass,
Yeah.
but
You don't see that outline figure?
it's really hard to tell.
It might be just because I can only see that stuff.
I don't see an outline of a figure, but I could see where you're coming from of an outline of a figure. I mean, I've always felt something in that bathroom. Actually, when I'm taking showers, for some reason, I take warm showers because honestly, who doesn't, you know? But whenever I take warm showers, like I'm facing a shower, obviously,
No, really?
but like wherever the water is landing will be nice and warm, and then my backside will be completely cold.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if that's just the shower, but it's weird too because like the air around everything is warm, and that's just my backside's really cold.
Yeah.
I don't know why. There might be something in that bathroom. I don't know. But like, my house is haunted. That's the best way I could say it. There's probably something. It's probably the same thing that's in there, to be honest, because there's a door between the bathroom and there.
Yeah.
And there's probably a door. Let's just be honest. There's probably a door into my closet.
Yeah.
Somewhere. There's like just a wooden panel.
I'm still weirded out that you guys put that brick wall there and there's stuff behind it.
No, that wall was there.
That wall's been there.
That's how we got the house.
That wall, you guys put that wall in right there though.
No.
Yeah, you guys did.
What wall are you talking about? No.
This you guys removed, or it was never here before.
No, that wall was there. There used to be shelves there, is what you might be saying.
No, you told me one time that you guys put that wall there.
No.
Yeah, you
There
guys told me.
was never a wall.
You told me that.
That wall has been there. There was a shelf there at one point that we took out. Like a shelving unit there that we took out. But, the camera froze. Or something happened. Oh, I think the, oh no, the OBS froze then.
That's super weird.
Yeah, it's still working though. I actually have zero clue what this is about. I think this tablet froze. The screen froze on the tablet.
What? Did you see that up there? The
What?
screen like glitched.
No.
Yeah, see right there?
Screen glitch? I don't see anything.
Sorry guys, we're having some technical issues right now.
I'm not noticing any screen glitching. Oh, the camera got moved. Or not the camera moved, maybe I was messing around with this mouse because the tablet froze. I must have moved the, thing. Here. Let me try disconnecting this tablet and reconnecting it again.
Weird. Alright. And as we're talking about this stuff too.
Yeah. No, it's... Tends what happens. Whatever is in this house messes with the electronics.
Yeah.
Because it messes with the light. It messes with the camera. And now this tablet's not
Being
picking
sad.
up anything. See, it's just showing the black screen right now.
What was the story I was going to talk about?
I don't have one. Well, the live stream is still going.
Yeah. Weird. Yeah, it was super weird. Of all the times that could have happened.
And now it's not even showing up now.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well,
it could be just a coincidence.
That's really weird because I've never had the screen freeze on that tablet like it did.
That's so weird.
I don't know. I have no idea.
Alrighty, well, I'm done talking about ghost stuff for a bit then. I think I want to get back into the topic I was talking about before we got into the ghost stuff. Because it came from when we were talking about nightmares.
What's that? I'm just thinking now. Remember that one time when we had the tent in the back of the... So, there's a cement pad in the back of my garage that I put my tent up on. Because my backyard is really... It has a very bad downward slope.
Yeah.
And so it's easier just to put on a level.
I remember when we had it on the grass, when we took it down, and like 3 days later, the grass was dead in that area.
It was completely dead. That's why we put it on the concrete. But I remember, we were like sleeping out there. It was like midnight or whatever. We went outside, and outside the tent, and you just like kind of just stood outside the tent for a second, just staring out into my backyard, and you just pointed at like 1, 2, 3. Like you like pointed at 3 specific points of the backyard, and like said, "There's something there, there, and there."
I don't remember that.
Like I remember you saying, "There is like." An old man with a cane, or...
Oh, the Shadow Man, I remember that now.
Yeah, like you remember saying there's like something outside this tent.
Yeah.
And then there was the whole reason why we were out there is because we saw, like, as we were playing games, this bright yellow light just flashed the whole tent.
I remember that.
Like the whole tent just like flashed yellow basically. From the outside, a bright flash of yellow for like not even 3 seconds. Like
I remember we both got out of the tent. We were wondering what it was.
Yeah. And you just like pointed out that there's someone in the backyard, and I saw nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, this house is pretty haunted.
No kidding.
Someone in the garage, someone or something down here in the basement.
Yeah.
And something in the backyard.
Yeah.
We don't know if any of them are connected. Apparently the neighbor Dick. It's really bad to say the name.
Yeah.
On stream, but that's his name. He said that this whole area used to be a big farm. I don't know, maybe if that has something
maybe
to do with it. But this whole area used to be a farm, and his house is the oldest house. The reason why the road grid is like it is because of his house.
Yeah.
Because his house was here before any other house around us. And so they actually used the corner of his house to mark out the entire road system. Which I think that's kind of cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool.
And that's also why he has like 3 plots of land.
Yeah.
Like, he has like 4 different buildings on his land because it used to just be like a farm.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe that might be a reason this was maybe a farm. Well, probably this was a field at one point.
Bunch of
maybe
animals.
some mafia came out here, took 3 bodies and threw them out. I don't know.
Native Americans were around this area too.
That is also a possibility.
Like ancient Native Americans.
Yeah. Maybe they're mad that a white man is currently on their land.
That literally could be the reason. I'm not even joking.
Maybe they're mad that a white man is on their land right Or
Weird.
at least this one in this basement is.
Yeah.
Because the other two seem pretty chill in comparison.
Yeah. Yeah.
The other two don't waste time with turning off electronics. As much as I'm making fun of everything, it is pretty scary, just having random stuff turn off and on.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's one segment of the thing there. I don't even know how long.
Have you had sleep paralysis before?
Sleep paralysis?
It's where you wake up half asleep, half awake, but like if you think of like a cloud, it's gonna slowly appear the more you think about it.
No.
It's a state where you're awake, but you're not awake.
Hmm?
It's really hard to explain, but you can't move because your body's still asleep. But because your mind woke up,
but
you're up.
You're like, your eyes are awake, but...
Yeah. Your mind is awake, but not your body.
I'm trying to figure this thing out right now, because this is getting me actually really annoyed. No, I have not had anything like a sleep paralysis at all. Is that working now? Oh, it's working now again.
But I purposely induce sleep paralysis whenever I try to lucid dream. I haven't had sleep paralysis or lucid dreaming in a while, like I stated.
Yeah. I just took the thing off screen.
No. Sorry, guys.
It controls you. Here. Didn't work. Try hitting it again. It's not working. Don't try it again. Don't try it over and over. That's gonna help.
But
We're having technical difficulties. Whoop-de-doo.
you're just gonna be able to hear us for now. But the
It is
reason why
now a podcast.
the reason why you purposely induce sleep paralysis is because if you're good with it, you can turn it into a lucid dream.
Well, I don't like that idea. Oh, there we go.
Connor's calling me. Never mind, the call has ended.
He called me and then...
The camera moved over.
Yeah, I did that.
Oh,
Don't worry.
sad.
Um,
But yeah, that's the reason why people try to induce sleep paralysis, because it's an easier way to get into a lucid dream. Because you're the one causing it. Your chance of it becoming a lucid dream is even higher. Because all you have to do is be like, it's a bunny, and like start imagining a bunny, and it'll turn into a bunny. And then all you gotta do is close your eyes, and bam, you're in a lucid dream.
said someone's calling me, or... I don't have any missed calls.
He was calling you through Snapchat.
No.
But
Snapchat?
I got really, really close 3 nights ago. I could, Okay, this is what your body does when you try to go into, when you're falling asleep. Your body will send a message, your brain will send a message to your body, okay, are you sleeping? And, like, you ever, like, start itching for, like, no reason when you're trying to go to sleep?
No.
Like, especially if you're just out like that?
Most of the time.
Okay, so, for some people, if while you're lucid dreaming, your body sends a signal, or your brain sends a signal to your body because it's trying to see if you're awake or not, by sending a scratch signal to you. And if you scratch it, your brain goes, okay, he's still awake. But if you don't scratch it, that's when your brain tells the rest of your body to go to sleep. So I got to the part where my skin started itching, and I laid there for like 15 minutes, like with like my chest right here and my neck right here itching really bad, laying there with all my body like this, like don't itch, don't itch, don't itch. And I remember
you just kind of purposely...
Yeah, and I remember, I started seeing flashes of colors, and that's another sign that your brain is trying to start the REM part of your sleep, and like that's when your brain your brain like gets rid of like waste in your head as well.
So here's the weird part. How can you're trying to trick your brain into thinking another thing, even though your brain is tricking itself You know,
Yeah, it is super weird.
like
It's super weird.
it's not like you have two brains and one's like trying to trick the other. No, it's It's one thing
Yeah,
tricking itself into doing something.
yeah,
That's the weird part. Also, how can it know that you're still awake and conscious, but still trying to go to sleep? You know,
yeah.
like obviously,
It's because of the nerves.
obviously, if you're awake, you're awake. You're seeing stuff, but then but your brain is also trying to make you go to bed, trying to make you to fall asleep. That's what doesn't make sense to me.
And I can't remember the scientific reason, but I started seeing these flashes of colors, and then my itching went away, and then I could feel it. I started to feel like I was floating, and my body fell asleep. Like I couldn't feel my feet anymore. I couldn't feel my hands anymore. Like the rest of my body went to sleep. And during that time, you want to keep your brain active. You want to think about like, okay, what do I want to dream about? And you want to make up like dream scenarios in your head. And that's what I was doing the entire time. So I remember all of a sudden when I closed my eyes, I started thinking about things that I haven't thought of in forever. Like for no reason, because my brain was trying to get me to dream. And I thought of this really old meme that I haven't thought of in years. And like it was doing something for like 2 seconds, and I opened my eyes by accident. And this is where I messed up. I like moved a tiny bit, and my body thought I woke up, so it did a test one more time, and my neck. I don't think I've ever wanted to scratch my neck that bad before. 5 minutes into it, my whole neck radiated down to my chest, so like my chest was itching really, really bad, and I was sitting there for like 5 minutes. Don't itch it, don't itch it, don't itch it. And without even thinking, I reached over and itched it, and my body woke up. I was so mad because I was doing that for like an hour.
So you got to the point where your body thought you fell asleep, and then you woke up. Well, your eyes woke up. Right?
I opened my eyes back, so yep.
And then your brain was like, "Hey."
Yeah.
It's like, what are you doing?
Yeah. I was so aggravated.
It's like when your parents walk in and you know you're supposed to be asleep, but you're playing on your phone. Yeah. It's like,
or just. Yeah.
have you seen the thing where the mom walks in?
And the kid like lays back on his chair.
Yeah, the
and,
kid
like,
lays back.
She closes the door, stands there. He leans up. What are you doing? Ah!
Yeah. He like, leaves up, gets ready.
Yeah. I remember that. But
that's why I can imagine your brain was.
I was so close though. I know it because I started my dreaming symptoms started, and I was just thinking about the dream I was gonna have, and I eventually gave up because I tried doing it a second time and I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So I just went to sleep normally.
Yeah.
That was super super annoying though. I've been trying every night though. The other night, I was thinking about what I was gonna dream about. And then for some reason I stopped and I fell asleep on accident. I wasn't intentionally trying to fall asleep because I was trying to keep my mind awake.
But you just did.
But my mind fell asleep as well, yeah.
Mm. Yeah, well, I have zero clue about dreaming.
Yeah.
I don't dream a whole lot. Or when I do, I dream nothing. Clearly. I mean, it's very rarely that I get a dream. One time I dreamt that I woke up in school. Like, I fell asleep in school
Yeah.
and woke up in school. It's just completely confused.
I've had a dream where I'm waking up and like getting ready, and I remember as I'm walking out the door, I remember waking up and I was like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah. This morning, it was actually really funny because I woke up at like 5, and I was like, wait, it's 5? Wait, I have to get ready for school. And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But it's like after I got up, I stood up, sat on my, like, went on my computer, and I was like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
But I think that's just because I missed Tuesday because I was sick.
Yeah.
And so I thought it was like a Thursday.
Yeah.
Because then my Friday would have felt like a Wednesday. So I thought it was probably a Thursday today. I was like,
Yeah.
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 But I miss school if I don't wake up.
I remember one time I left my light on by accident, and my parents, when they wake up too at the same time to make sure we wake up.
Mm.
He left my light. I left my light on, and I woke up at like 10 at night, cause I thought that I had to go to school. Woke up, oh frick, I gotta get ready for school. Got downstairs, put everything on, sat down. I was like, where is everyone? And I looked out with the window, and it was still dark, and it was 10:30 in the morning or 10:30 at night.
So like it's like one of those things where you fall asleep and you wake up almost immediately after, but you assume it's been a whole night.
Yeah, I was so relieved that I was able to keep sleeping. You ever have that, like you go to sleep, you wake up and you're like, oh frick, please don't say it's close to waking up, and then you check it, it's like you're still like 4 hours away.
So
you're like, oh, I can sleep longer.
So here's the thing. For a while, I like kept waking up at like I don't know why. I kept on waking up around 12 to 1 o'clock. Like for like a week, and I slept out here. Still am because I'm too lazy to clean my bedroom. But I
need to get a larger futon. Like the time that we've been there, I've already grown in height. Like my feet hang off my bed now.
Great.
Yeah, grape.
Yeah, you could just get two and put them together.
Or small, like.
Well, no.
Well, on my futon, I lay on it crooked on purpose so that my feet are like the edge of my futon and then the edge of my futon. I lay like this now on purpose. But it's not comfortable anymore.
No.
Because of the way I'm laying, the way I have to lay to just have I have that intention where like if my feet are hanging off, something's gonna drag me underneath.
Something's gonna drag you underneath. You're literally too fat to go underneath. You know? You get dragged, you would fall on the ground, and it would keep on trying to pull you, and just like, what the fuck?
Yeah. No, it pulls me under, and the futon just goes, and the monster's like, oh.
Yeah. Have you seen the thing where like, time to go to bed? Oh, wait, gotta make sure there's no while she throws a flash.
Yeah.
That's like what I imagined you doing.
Yeah.
I gotta make sure there's no monsters. But
I remember there was one meme out for a while. It got taken off though. The guy was laying in his bed. Oh no, I gotta check if something's underneath. And he seen something underneath, and he was like, "Come here!" He grabbed it and he chucked it across his room. And like his friend literally slammed himself in the door to make it look like he dragged a monster out. He was just laying on the floor like And he was like, "Get the F out of here."
That's just so funny to me. Because it's always been a thing. There's something under your bed. You have to like do something or check, make sure. I just imagine some Texan just like just pulls out an AR. Gotta check under the bed, and just unloads a whole magazine.
No, unloads a minigun.
I don't want to destroy the bed. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. The monster's just sitting there like dead with 800 bullets in its chest.
The next day he wakes up and there's just holes lining his wall. He's like, what happened?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
You know what would be really funny? You get like a motion activated turret in your room and just like it's not like a gun.
And then you wake up in the middle of the night. It's a ghost. It's just killing you instead.
No, like you get a motion activated camera you put in your room, right? Obviously it's gonna sense that but like when you're asleep, unless you're moving around a whole lot, it shouldn't really pick up on your movement.
Yeah.
You know? But what would suck? If you get a notification on your phone that says, we detected movement at 3:30 at night in this location, and you check it, it says bedroom camera. That would freak me out. If you get a notification saying there was we know something bedroom camera, something found 3:30, and it was like your bed's in one corner and it noticed it on the other corner of your room. You know?
Oh man, that'd be weird.
Like it found something on the other corner, opposite of you completely.
Yeah.
That would terrify me.
Yeah, that'd
But
be
now
really
I want to get motion sensor, like motion.
You know what you should
activated
get for your
cameras around
camera
my
because
room.
it seems like it'd take really good pictures. If you get like a little umbrella for your camera while it's raining out, thunderstorming, and you get a sensor that'll sense lightning and it'll take a picture of the lightning for you. That'd be really
I have
cool.
an idea.
I think that'd be really cool.
I'm gonna need $384.
Well, there's some online for like 20, 30 on Amazon.
Yeah, but is that gonna really work?
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Well, our neighbor that we used to live by, he only bought his for $30-$40, and it like took, as soon as it seen like the bright flash immediately start, it would take the picture. It would take like 100 pictures in a second to get the picture as precise as possible. That's why some motion sensors say don't move your camera, because then it like helps brighten up the image.
Yeah. No, yeah, that the camera that I have is mainly a photography camera. That's why I want to spend another $600 on a video camera.
Yeah.
I told my mom that. She's like, "You already got a camera." I'm like, "Well, this one,
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna sound crazy. This one's a picture camera."
She'd be like, I'm so done with you.
Yeah, because it can only record at 1080p.
That's not bad, but
Well, today's standard, it seems like the 720p of 10 years ago.
yeah.
You know, you can already get these like 4K cameras. I mean, the one that's $600.
I seen a 24K video on YouTube. I was like, how is this even possible?
There's a lot of.
Well, this was like 5 years ago when like 4K was like still new.
I don't know if they just like put a bunch of 4K videos together to be like, that
It was 24K and it like looked like real life. Like that's how good the video looked. Like you couldn't even tell that it was recording. Have you seen the game trailer for Unrecord?
No.
You should search it up. It looks real. Like there's never been a game that I've seen look so real before.
Well, maybe until GTA 6 comes out.
Until GTA 6 comes out.
You know. But no, yeah, it's so funny because I'm like, this one's a photography camera. It can record, not record at 1080p, but it can take photos at 24 million pixels.
Yeah.
What? How? How can the camera that can take a photo at 24 million pixels only record at 1080p?
Yeah.
You know? And then it's like, wait a second, if I just take a bunch of pictures,
Yeah.
I could just make a video
Yeah.
that's super high resolution.
Yeah.
But then, that's too much work.
That's too much work.
Because you'd literally have to take 60 photos every second,
Yeah.
you know? Which, yeah, that's not easy. You're gonna need some serious
Yeah.
Osu type fingers to even get close. You're more like a race car. You're gonna be like, like a race car wheel just spinning up just every single time. Take a photo. I guess that's the main concept of a video. It's just a bunch of photos put together.
Yeah.
You know. But
Strange fact, but we see at 30 frames a second.
yeah, that's why it's actually recommended not go up to 120 frames.
Yeah. But some channels still do.
You know, it's actually, that's why a lot of my videos I just recorded at 30 frames. My streams are at 30 frames because it's more natural to the human eye.
Yeah.
You know, maybe the resolution isn't natural, but the frame rate is.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, that's the only way my computer can record.
Sad.
But hoping, my mom hasn't said, but she's hinted at a graphics card.
Ooh.
Hinted as in, hey, remind me when I'm gonna get that graphics card to tell me what one you want.
Ooh, okay.
So, no, but yeah, I do need a very specific type.
Yeah, because of your computer.
Yeah. No external power. Here's the funny thing. Is on Amazon, which she doesn't want to get from Amazon, but let's be honest, that's the only way you're going to get the one that works.
Yeah.
It shows a 6-pin power, connector on the board. But then you go to YouTube reviews of the exact same graphics card, and there's no 6-pin power. And that's the confusing thing, because it doesn't state 6-pin power anywhere.
Yeah.
But then in the renders of said product, it shows a 6-pin power.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
We'll never know.
But the videos show no external power, require no 6-pin connector. It doesn't state anything. It only takes, I think it was 60 watts or something, which is well within the limits of the 75 watt maximum of your 16 slot. Your 16 slot on any motherboard.
Yeah.
Which also, by the way, why can't they just like turn that up just a tiny bit? I know that it can only take 75 watts, but that's been the thing for like 10 years now.
I don't know.
You know, like sure, I'm not no Linus Tech Tip. You know, this isn't no LAN show. You know, like I can't really talk about computers and crap because I don't build them constantly.
Yeah.
But like, I feel like it wouldn't be that difficult to just make motherboards that can have more 16 slot power.
Yeah.
Because it's been the standard for the last 10 years or so to have 75 watt maximum.
Yeah.
The motherboards have gotten more they need more power already. It's not going to be like a new thing, just slap on another 4 pin, you know.
Yeah.
4 pin to your motherboard and say, hey, there's more power, you know.
Yeah.
It already does that anyways.
For sure.
I mean, on some power supplies that are modular power supplies, they have like random 4-pin, just a random 4-pin cord for no reason.
Yeah.
And then they found out that it is literally used for extra power.
Really?
Yeah. It's like it says, oh, well, actually, it's extra power, but here's the catch. This 4-pin connector that gives more power also helps regulate power. And so I'm like, well, then there's the thing. If you're already throwing on your 18-pin power, I know there are 20-pin, that's probably why you have thrown, you know, whatever. But if you're going to put a 4-pin, an extra 4-pin power supply, a power thing on there already, might as well use it.
Yeah.
Because oftentimes it just hangs, you know, behind it's just thrown in there, or just put out and put in the box because no one knows what it's for.
Yeah.
And now you know.
Yeah.
It's meant for more power. Come on. I mean, Intel wouldn't care because Intel.
Yeah, Intel's Intel.
Intel, you know, I mean, Intel might do something as in, yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
And we have
no update
decided to not change that. Also, maybe giving modular power supplies to your PCs instead of an all-in-one power, because it's really annoying when you want to upgrade something in a computer.
Yeah.
Because you're very limited when you don't have a modular power supply.
Yeah.
And that's why that, you know, the $200 upgrade that I was hoping for would turn into like an $800 upgrade.
Yeah.
Because the power supply alone is going to be expensive.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's not meant for a modular. You need to cut so much stuff out of that. This and that.
Yeah.
But that's, that's what happens when you get a office PC and decide to try to upgrade it. Doesn't normally turn out that good. But to be honest, I could just probably buy. Honestly, that's what I want to do. Eventually, just like buy like an $80 case and just take everything out of there and just throw it in the case. You know, it would look really bad because it's like it would be cable managed, but it's like cable managed with red and yellow mustard cables and green, like, yeah, you have green RAM, you have a green motherboard.
Yeah.
and like it's probably a, I don't know. Also, by the way, it's really weird how they have it laid out in all those like pre-built office computers, because on all the pre-built office computers, your power supply is like up in the corner for some reason, which is not normal to be like up on the case. Well, I guess it is normal to be up on the case in a pre-built office PC.
Yeah.
But then in all other cases that you can buy, they have the power at the bottom. So it's like, you've known this for years.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the specific reason.
I don't know. Maybe it's just easier to manufacture that way, or
Yeah, that probably is the reason.
probably it's easier to manufacture, or you know, I don't know. So I know.
Yeah.
I don't know nothing about PCs.
But it's been about
I'd say it's about an hour.
yeah.
A little under an hour and a half. Normal. This is that normal run time for one of these
Yeah.
shows. Eventually, we want to get to the point where we're doing 4-hour podcasts.
Oh no.
You know, but maybe that's when we're around a table with microphones.
And when we're older.
And when we have, well, we already have time.
Yeah.
When we have more time to talk. We have some sort of script to go off of, maybe.
Yeah.
You know, a script as in we write shit down on a piece of paper and we go off of that.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah. Oh, gosh. This thing still hasn't been working.
Really?
Yes, it's issue because it dragged up over here for some reason again. Let's bring it down here again. Alright, sick. Back over here. This is why I hate having. No, eventually I just want to get my computer to just be here. It's so much easier. You know, when your computer's like that. There we go. Alright. Oh, here. Do we need to do an outro? Oh crap, I don't have one. Well.
Writes a whole outro.
Yeah. Just writes an outro. I don't know.
Alright,
I need
well,
to make an outro.
talked about a bunch of random stuff.
No, not really. We had ghosts and computer.
Yeah.
Ghosts and computer. That is pretty random. What I'm talking about.
Yeah, anyway, thank you guys for joining that random show. I'm your host, Random Immersive, and here's your co-host, Sub0285. And if you guys want to check out more podcasts, like and subscribe to the channel. And both of our channels are linked in the description as well, if you wanted to know. If you want to go check out our other two channels, we would really appreciate it. And anything else you want to say?
No, that's pretty much everything.
Alrighty, well, thank you guys for joining. We usually do... We have more time on the weekends usually.
This is the weekend.
Well, I'm just saying.
You're being crazy over here.
But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This was really fun to do this again, and I'll see you guys later.
Yeah, I have to make a thumbnail for this video now.
Yeah. Alright, see you guys later.
Alright.